the habit where you lose your confidence. How many times today have you explained yourself to someone who didn't ask? You felt the need to explain your why. Not defend yourself, not argue, just quietly explain why you did what you did, why you think the way you think, and why your ideas make sense. Most people do it without even noticing it. In meetings, in conversations, in their own heads at 2 a.m., that habit, that constant need to justify who you are, is slowly diminishing who you are and everything you have. I did it for many years in business, in relationships, in every room I walked into, discussions I had, ideas I presented. I wanted people to see my side, to understand my belief system, to agree that my ideas were valid. And I was good at it. I could build a case for anything. I could explain my vision in a way that made sense, that was logical, that was hard to argue with. But underneath all of it and all of the explaining, I was actually quite terrified. Not at being wrong or not being accepted. Because when you really look at why you justify yourself, it almost never has anything to do with the other person. It has everything to do with you. There was a point in my business life where I noticed a pattern. Every time I had a new idea, a direction I wanted to take, a decision I believed in, I would immediately start building my argument. Before anyone had even questioned me, before anyone had pushed back like a top-notch lawyer, I was pre-justifying, preparing my defense before the attack had even come. And one day I got so tired of it, not frustrated, not angry, just feeling drained. I had to question myself, why do I keep doing this? Why do I feel like my ideas need a permission slip before I'm allowed to act on them? It kept me thinking. The answer wasn't very pretty. I didn't trust myself. The realization didn't fix anything overnight. If anything, it made things harder for a while. Because once you see it, you can't unsee it like many things in life. You start noticing every time you over-explain, every time you soften your opinion before sharing it. Every time you add, but I could be wrong, to the end of a sentence that you actually believe completely. And you start to understand what it's doing to your creative part of you, the creative part of yourself. When you need the people around you to validate your ideas before you act on them, you're handing them your power. You're letting their comfort zone become the ceiling of your potential. This is insane. You can't build something original inside someone else's approval. Think about that one again. So think about it. Every time you've had a bold idea and then slowly talked yourself out of it because you imagine how someone else would react, that wasn't logic. That was fear wearing the costume of reason. And justifying yourself is how you feed that fear every single day. So what actually changes things? Not confidence, not success, not finally getting enough people to agree with you. For me, the shift came when I stopped measuring my ideas against other people's reactions and started measuring them against my own standards. That sounds simple. It isn't. Because most of us have never actually defined our own standards. We've inherited them from a boss, a parent, a culture that taught us that consensus is the same as correctness. And when your standards are borrowed, you'll always need someone else to confirm they still apply. The work is building something internal that external opinion can't easily reach. Not a wall. You still listen, you still update, you still learn, but a foundation. Something that means when someone pushes back on your idea, your first question is, do I still believe in this? Not, how do I make them understand? When I stopped leading with the argument and trusted my newborn foundation, it changed something inside me, deep, deep inside. I felt my self-trust reappear. The ideas got bigger, the decisions got cleaner, the work got better. But I want to be honest with you, truly honest, because this is not a switch you flip once and you're done. Because the pull to justify is so strong, especially when the stakes are high, especially when the people questioning you are the ones closest to you. There will be moments where someone pushes back on something you've built, something you believe in, and every instinct in your body will want to explain, to defend, to make them understand. And in those moments, the question isn't, how do I win this argument or this battle? The question is, do I need to justify myself, and why? And do I actually believe in this, or am I looking for them to believe in it for me? Because if you need someone else's to confirm that your path is valid, you haven't fully committed to it yet. You're still standing with one foot out the door, wanting to see if the room approves before you walk all the way in. Justifying yourself towards others, always start with justifying yourself towards yourself first and foremost. If you don't stand firm in your own standards, your own purpose, your own sense of what the work is for, then every opinion from the outside will rock your ground, and you'll keep on explaining, keep defending, keep shrinking. The moment I stopped trying to justify my decisions to my clients, to my peers, to the people who thought I was doing it wrong, was the moment I had the space to actually think, to build without asking for permission, to fail without meaning something was wrong with me. Your creativity only belongs to you when you stop needing to defend it. You don't need to justify your vision. You need to trust it. And if you can't trust it yet, that's where the work starts. And you begin. If this resonates with you, subscribe and follow me for more. I'm here every week with new topics I'm sure you'll love. And if you want my tools, I have a free 7-day guide that will make this a lot easier. The link is in the description.